pumped with yet another fantastic tutorial for you today. We're going to kind of change things up a bit and do something a little different. This is a Windows 10 tutorial, kind of. It actually works, I think, also on Mac. What we're going to show you today is how to text directly from your computer. So instead of always having to reach for your phone to send a text message, you can actually use your computer instead. For those that are on the computer all day long, such as myself, it's actually quite a lifesaver because you don't always have to unlock your phone and type on a little keyboard. You can actually do it all from your computer itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to use an application called MightyText. It's one I've been using for quite a while, and it's actually been quite a lifesaver. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, looks like I need to unlock my phone here, so just give me a second. And the first thing we're going to do is actually open up the Play Store and go find the MightyText app. So what I'll do is go up to the search bar, type in MightyText. It's actually in my history, so that makes it a little bit easier for me. So this is the MightyText install page, so I'll go ahead and install the app. Hopefully it goes pretty quick, and there you go, it's installing. Once it's done, what we're going to do is actually open the app. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we're going to have to accept some of the permissions, which is normal for these types of apps. So I'll hit OK, allow, and I can vouch for the company. These permissions are fine. They're not going to do anything nefarious in your account. And then we'll go ahead and complete setup. And we just got to wait a second. And now it's given us some instructions, which says to, on your desktop, go to this URL, which is mightytext.net/app. So that's what we'll do. We'll go launch Chrome or whatever browser you're going to use. Go to mightytext.net/app. I mean, we'll just go to mightytext.net, and I'll show you. We'll go to app later in a second. So this is basically a rundown of kind of what MightyText can do. I said that you can text from any device, which is true, but you know, there's actually a lot more things that it'll do. First of all, if you ever get a notification on your phone, you don't have to unlock it to see what that notification was. You can actually see it, excuse me, you can actually see it on your desktop. There is some photo and video syncing. And honestly, since I use Google Photos, which are also synced all the time, this is a feature I really don't use. And then there's a list of all the different other things that it can do. Call notifications, someone calling you. You'll get a notification on your desktop that someone's calling. Your battery is low, it'll tell you that. You can actually go to Gmail and you'll see a MightyText button there, so you can actually text from Gmail, which is okay, but I usually just use the desktop app itself. There's a bunch of themes. You can edit photos with filters. The last one I don't really use. One of the cool things is that you can actually schedule messages. And honestly, I'll tell you the truth, it's something I don't use that often, but I have used it and it's actually quite cool. So for instance, you could, let's say it's midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm a night owl, so I stay up late, but I really need to text someone, but I don't want to run the risk of possibly waking them up. So what I'll do is I'll go to MightyText and I'll say, hey, you know what? Here's a text message, but wait to send it until 8 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And then there's a lot of other things such as templates. If you send the same thing over and over again, you can use a template instead to save you some time. So what we're going to do now is go and install the desktop application. And if you look, you could say get the app, but as far as I know, there's not really anywhere that shows you where to get the desktop app. This is exactly how you do it. Basically change your URL from mightytext.net and add the word desktop after it. So /desktop, just like that. Hit enter, and what you get are download applications for either Windows or Mac itself. We'll go ahead and download the Windows application, and while that's going, what we're going to do is go back, and we are going to, where is it? We're going to install the MightyText Chrome extension. So click on that, it'll run through the normal extension installation program. And then, okay, now our desktop app is complete. So we're going to go ahead and install it. So it's opening it right now. We'll just give it a second while it does its thing, whatever it's doing. So it launches, and we're going to go ahead and click on Get Started, which is pretty easy. Now it's going to ask us to sync up with our Google account, and that's how it kind of works and how it knows like this is my phone and this is my desktop. So what we'll do is I'll just go ahead and use my email address just because I don't want to give you my phone number and my password. Luckily you can't see that. We'll go ahead and hit sign in. And then I'll get a notification on my phone itself that says, hey, someone's trying to sync up with your text message. Is this something you want to do? And yes, it is. So I'll go ahead and hit yes. And if you look at the bottom here, once that goes away, you'll see that it's successful. And you can see all of my text messages, and I went ahead and blacked them out so you can actually see what they are. So what we'll do now is we'll send a text message from my phone. And I'll type in the person I want to send it to. In this case, it's my mother-in-law. So there you go. And I'm blacking out their phone numbers just so you don't know. And we'll send a test message that just says test. And if you wait here a second, you'll see it shows up here on the desktop as test, and I'm the lighter blue. We'll go ahead and get rid of this. Now, if we want to, oh, and you can see that it showed up here too. If they were to reply, you'd actually see the reply on here too. So let's go ahead and send a text message from the desktop app. So I'll send test again and just hit enter, send that text message. And if you look on the phone itself, you can see test again. And again, if they were to reply, I'd see it both on my phone and on my desktop itself. So let's go ahead and close this up. And remember when we installed this Chrome extension earlier? Well, it showed up here. And if I click on that, I could say open MightyText. Now, one thing about this is that there's also a web application for MightyText. So open MightyText will actually open up MightyText within a browser, and you'll see it looks exactly like the desktop application. So there it is. And we'll go ahead and from the web app, we'll send it yet again. And there you go. It looks like my son was messaging me. So you can see also it shows up again on the phone if you can see that. I'm not sure if you can. So that's pretty much it. If you go and explore it, you'll see the scheduler that I told you about. You can see all my photos and videos. It actually shows reminders, phone, and the contacts. Actually, the contacts comes directly from your phone. So that's it. It's actually extremely handy because I can type right on my desktop. And one thing I've noticed is that since I'm on a desktop and I have a keyboard, my text messages can get a little long just because it's a lot faster and a lot easier to send those messages. Oh, the one thing, let me show you one cool thing is if I go here and I click on themes, there's actually a lot of different themes that you can install. So if it was Christmas time, I can install the holiday theme, go back to my text messages, and you'll see that it's got a nice holiday theme. Now, one thing to note is that MightyText does have a premium subscription or a premium service that you can purchase, which I have, and that gives you a lot more things to play with, including a lot more themes than what you would normally get. I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been a while, but I think by default there's maybe 5 themes that you get without having to pay for it. So that's it. Let me know in the comments if this is something you use and if it's really been handy as much as for me. And also in the comments, let me know what kind of tutorials you'd like to see because I have ideas in my head already, but I don't know what some beginner people might want to know about Windows or maybe anything else. So there you go. Have a good one. I hope you enjoy. I hope you install MightyText because it's a really cool app.